I tried manifestation for about 8 to 10 years, and let me tell you, it was a wild ride. There were so many mistakes that I've made, so many misconceptions, and let me tell you, I created some really bad stuff. Later on, I figured out how it really works. It was like a switch. I started seeing patterns, and I started listening to the right people instead of the misconceptions, and that's when my life started changing. That's when I manifested my dream girl, 6 figures in my dream career, traveling all around the world, my dream physique, and even becoming a model, all through using the power of my mind. So before I go into it, you need to understand that there are so many people talking about manifestation, law of attraction, law of assumption, and there are many people that just repeat things that they heard from other people. And the problem is that most of these people, they don't even understand what they're talking about. So they're making things overly complicated, they're giving you the wrong information, and you try to apply these things, but you're actually struggling and you're doing things wrong, because it's almost like there's a recipe of success. And these people mixed up the recipe that they got from someone and create a completely new recipe that doesn't even lead to the desired results that you have. You believe the misconceptions and you end up somewhere where you don't want to be. And so in this video, I want to clarify these things. I want to give you the 5 most important things that I learned on my journey that you can apply today. And by the way, these 5 things are all you need to manifest anything and everything that you want in record speed. And make notes. This is crucial. Make notes for all of these 5 points. And after the video, make a decision. What are you going to apply? Ideally, you want to start practicing all 5 of them. Because if you do all 5 of them, it will be a switch in your mind and you will start attracting effortless. I promise. Before I tell you the 5 steps, let me tell you where I was before. Before I was struggling, I saw The Secret movie and it was very exciting because it opened up new possibilities, and suddenly I felt like I'm not a victim. I have power, I have a choice. But it was oversimplified, right? It was just like thinking positive and then you will manifest everything that you want. So this movie was the starting point for me. It sparked a fire. It didn't give me all the answers because again, it's very simplified, but it sparked a fire. Then I started reading one book after the next. And I am from Switzerland, so I started reading lots of German books. But I always had the feeling that there's so much more knowledge if I can access the books in English. So I learned English and I started reading books in English too. That's why I'm making videos in English, because the English books changed my life the most. So in the beginning, I was very shy, painfully shy. I felt really bad about myself. I had I had so many negative thoughts about myself. I was able to manifest a free coffee, butterflies everywhere, fun stuff like this. But the big stuff, I wasn't able to manifest, and that was very frustrating. So for very long, I struggled with manifesting what I truly want. And I listened to people telling me I should do vision boards and dream books and have all these pictures in my dream book, look at them every single day. And I had Ferraris, I had big villas and houses in my dream book and vision board. But one thing happened that was really weird that I never understood. Today I understand it, but back then I didn't understand. I looked at my dream book and vision board. And in the beginning it was exciting, but then I started feeling worse and worse. And I just didn't get it. I'm like, why do I feel so bad looking at my dream book, looking at all these beautiful pictures, from the Ferraris and the houses? I should feel better. And so that was the first misconception that I learned on my journey. It took me a while to actually realize it. But the misconception is that you need to do vision boards and dream books and fill it with all the big stuff that you want. The problem here is if you think about things that you don't truly believe in, that you can get it, you will start actually feeling worse, because what you focus on is not getting it or having it, but actually the lack of having it, right? I started feeling like a loser because I'm like, I'm here right now, I'm broke. I was like 20 and I want to have a Ferrari and a house and all these things. I would need to make millions and have no idea how I get there. I don't even believe that I can get there at the standpoint I was in. And that made me feel worse because I started looking at not having these things and being a loser, right? That's what it triggered in me. So that's the first thing that I learned, and it was a very valuable lesson. Because after that, I could start really manifesting the right way. So and that's also the first point. Focus on what you want, but make sure that you actually believe you can get it. And there's something that I call the sweet spot. That's something I learned from one of my mentors. One of the guys that you should listen to is Kevin Trudeau. He is amazing. And he really helped me change my whole perspective around manifestation. And he said, focus on your burning desire. And that's also what Napoleon Hill said. Focus on your burning desire, but also make sure you believe you can get it. Because again, if you don't believe you can get it, you will start focusing on not having it or the lack of it, which means you attract more of that. And the sweet spot is something you have a burning desire for, and at the same time, you have high belief, because these are the things that come into your world the fastest. Because whenever you think about them, you get excited. You can already see yourself having it, right? Because there's no doubt. You have 100% belief that you can get it. Maybe it's 80% belief and it raises to 100% belief. That can happen too. Burning desire is very important, because if you focus on something that you don't truly want, there's not enough energy for you to manifest it. If you don't believe you can get it, you focus on not having it, on the lack of it, you're basically doubting, and you get more of that. So later on I learned these things and I started listening to Kevin Trudeau, and things started making sense. And it took me many years. But when I started learning this, I could release so much pressure. I could release trying to force things. I also could release the how. Because the how question comes up when we don't believe that we can get something. That's when we get obsessed about the how. But let me tell you, if you believe you can get something and you're really excited about it, you don't even worry about the how. You don't even care, because you know it's coming. You can already see it, and you will get ideas and inspiration of what to do next. And that's the second thing that I learned. Inspired action is a real thing. If you do this process right, if you think about what you want, you have a burning desire for its achievement, and you believe you can get it, you will get ideas of what to do. And when people ask me, like, do I still need to take action? Yes, but if you do the process right, you will want to take action. You feel pulled forward because you're so excited about making this dream come true. You don't have to force action anymore. I tell everyone, if you have a business or you're trying to manifest something and it feels so hard and you're struggling and you feel bad doing it, take a break, stop and pause and revisit your vision. Write down what you want, why you want it, look at your belief level, visualize it, and there are so many things that you can do. I will talk later in this video about techniques that you can actually apply to make everything that you want become true. And by the way, if you want me to help you manifest your dreams personally in 5 days, join my Manifest Your Dreams community. I have lots of challenges in there of how to manifest your dreams in 5 days, 7 days, Manifest Your SB challenge, manifest money fast. Like, I have so many things in there, and you can also chat with me there personally. So check it out. The link is in the description. You need to revisit your thought process. If you feel bad taking action and you start feeling worse and worse and worse, the reason for that is probably you're thinking about what you don't want, the lack of it, or something that doesn't really excite you. And so you take action forcing things and makes you feel bad. Taking action is an important part of the creation process. But whenever action feels hard and forced and you struggle, your results will be limited. If you take action and you feel excited, you feel love because you love what you do, you see things already happening, you feel calm, you feel peaceful, you feel inspired. These actions will have a much bigger impact on your life and on other people's life. Whatever you try to do, it will have bigger results. So action doesn't equal action. Yes, action is important, but what matters the most is like with what kind of energy you take action, right? What state you're in while you take action. That's very important. So inspired action is very important. And again, if you do the process right, if you think about what you want, you have a burning desire and you believe you can get it, you will feel excited to take action. You will want to take action and it doesn't feel forced. And this ties in perfectly into the third step of the things that I learned. Number 3, focus on feeling good right now. And this is very confusing for many people. But some people that hear that, they get afraid of feeling negative, right? And I think in the Secret movie, they also said like, whatever you think about, you will attract that, right? So we kind of got afraid that if you think about something negative or if you feel something negative, that we attract it. But don't worry, the 4th point will talk about that, because there's another law that basically says there is a delay about everything that you think about and that you feel. There is a delay, right? So don't worry about that. I will get into that in the next step. So number 3 is that you need to focus on feeling good. Because we basically think in frequency. So if you feel very, very bad and you feel very low and you feel depressed, it's almost impossible for you to get out of this situation. You're not gonna get like ideas of what to do. You will actually feel pulled towards doing more things that make you feel more of what you're already feeling, right? So we think in frequency. So if you can bring up your frequency through doing things that you might not feel like doing them, because your current frequency is lower than these things that you should do, and because you're there, this frequency keeps you stuck in that low vibration. And I made another video completely about how, raise your frequency. You can watch that here if you're interested. And so what you want to do is like, you really want to focus on feeling better and better every single day. And you want to do things that you might not want to do right now, but you know that they will make you feel so much better. I give you an example. Go for a walk. Go to nature and look into the distance. It's proven to cure depression or any low negative feelings better than anything in the world. And that's a simple thing that every single person can do. And believe me, when you do that, you will feel better immediately. Going to the gym or going for a run, eating healthy, get a smoothie, playing with a pet, playing an instrument, doing something creative with your hand, listen to inspiring audiobooks, reading an inspiring book. There's so many things that you can do. And these things are going to make you feel better long term. And I'm not talking about things that make you feel better short term, like eating junk food, watching a movie, smoking, drinking, partying, all these things. Nothing wrong with them, they have their place. Well, I take that back. Some of these things you shouldn't do. But what I'm talking about here is doing things that make you feel better long term, not short term. But let's say you cannot get yourself in a better state and you keep feeling bad. Should you be worried about that? Will this mean you will attract bad stuff? That goes into the fourth point, which is the law of gestation. It's really hard to pronounce, but I learned this from Bob Proctor, which basically means everything has a delay, right? Everything that you want to manifest, it's like planting a seed. And the seed takes time to grow. In order for the seed to grow and blossom, you have to nurture it. You have to nurture it and water it daily, every single day, over a certain period of time. And then the seed can grow into a full blossomed tree or a beautiful flower, right? And that basically means that whatever you want to manifest, you need to plant the seed with your thoughts and emotions and then nurture it every single day through a routine, and then it can grow. So if you feel bad, if you have negative thoughts, or you feel like just bad for a while, right? Maybe for a whole day, your day is ruined because something happened, or you feel bad for a week. Yeah, you will manifest it if you keep nurturing it. But don't be afraid. If you feel bad for a short period of time, even if it's a whole day, 2 days, 3 days, maybe you go through a hard period, don't worry about it too much. At any time you can change it. At any time you can focus on feeling better. And you're not going to attract these negative things so fast. So again, don't worry about these things, right? Don't worry about feeling bad and negative. And by the way, it's even important to feel negative feelings. And why that is, I will go into my last point. So make sure to stay till then. Because the last point about feeling negative feelings is actually going to be super important if you want to make your dreams come true. Because we all know intuitively, rejecting things and suppressing feelings is not going to work. Just pretending to be positive is not going to help you manifest anything, to be honest. It's just creating the opposite effect. So now that you know that everything takes time to grow, like planting a seed and nurturing that seed, that also applies to everything that you want to see in your reality, everything that you want to manifest. So you have to plant the seed by thinking about it, by getting excited about it, by visualizing what you want. And then you have to come back to that vision every single day. That's how you nurture that seed. And that's how you get ideas of what to do next. The more you think about what you want, the more you get inspired by what to do next to materialize exactly this thing that you desire. And that's exactly what I did. When I manifested my dream girl, I was thinking about my dream girl all the time. That's all I could focus on. I was obsessed with it. And I wasn't obsessed with not having it, with not getting it. I felt bad from time to time. I felt lonely from time to time. But most of the time, I was thinking about what I want. And I got myself in a space where I was really excited about getting this person. On the way to getting her, I had limiting beliefs. And limiting beliefs is something not everyone is talking about, but it's also important. Sometimes you're blocked in getting what you want because you have certain beliefs of what it takes to get that, right? For example, I had the belief that I need to have more money, I need to have more followers, I need to have a luxury car, a house, and all these things in order to get my dream girl. These were the beliefs that I had. And so when she ignored my messages, I took it as a sign that yes, I need more of these things. So I started focusing on getting more followers, having more money, and all these things. But what I truly decided was my dream girl, like having a beautiful, loving relationship. That's what I wanted. So at one point I realized that I had these beliefs. And because I had these beliefs, I was of course living up to them. I was acting upon the beliefs that I had. And that's what we all do. We don't just act upon our thoughts. We act upon our beliefs, and even further than that, our convictions, where we truly believe this is how it is. We act upon these things. So when I realized these are just limiting beliefs, I could question them. I'm like, are they really true? And then I was looking at examples of people that had what I wanted and that weren't super famous or super wealthy or in amazing shape. I mean, I'm in good shape, but I thought I need to have even more muscles. I thought I need to be a bodybuilder. You know, like all these thoughts, it's like completely crazy. This is a good example of how we limit ourselves, right? Because we make the rules. I told myself I need these things because I believe this is how it is. Then I looked at these examples that had what I wanted that weren't like I thought I need to be. Then I decided what I do want to believe, right? When I realized these are limiting beliefs, I'm like, what do I want to believe? And then I decided that I believe right now I can get the dream girl, the person that I want to be with right now because I'm good enough as I am right now. And I will have this beautiful girl that I want to date. 2 days later, we met up and fell in love. This is the power of reframing your limiting beliefs, because then you really can go full speed forward and manifest what you want because you're not blocked anymore. The blockages that we have are most of the time just limiting beliefs that we put on ourselves. That's it. So awareness is the first step here. Anyways, I went off a little bit, but I think that was a really important point. So let's talk about the fifth point, the last one, about feeling negative feelings. This is basically called shadow work. And for me, manifestation hasn't worked. Because I read books, I watched YouTube videos, I knew the secret, as I said, and somehow I still couldn't manifest anything. And I didn't know why, because I was, in the outside, I was doing everything right. I was doing the exercises, I was thinking positive, but I still felt bad and I wasn't able to manifest. That's when I met my mentor. And I was about 20, 21, something like that. And what we did with her, without even realizing it back then, was shadow work. Shadow work is basically you go into your past, into the things that you're suppressing, all the negative feelings or the negative parts about yourself that you're suppressing, that you don't want to see or you don't want to feel them, and so you just push it aside. But these things still have an effect on you, right? They still affect everything that you're doing. And for me, it was almost like, you know, the cup was full of all these negative feelings that I suppressed, all the trauma, all the things I hated about myself, all the things I thought I shouldn't be. So, and that caused me to not be able to manifest and really, really being positive, right? I was faking positivity. But again, this cup was completely full of all the traumas, all the negativity that I suppressed. So when I tried to put affirmations on top or reading books or watching videos, it was just like spilling out because the cup was already full. So basically what happened with shadow work is I released the trauma, the negativity that I suppressed by actually going through it, by feeling it. And that's when I had space to read. That's when I had space to watch YouTube videos or doing affirmations or doing these exercises, visualizing, all that stuff. Because then I had an empty cup and I could fill it with the positivity, and then the positivity really made an impact, right? Because my cup wasn't full of negativity anymore. And that's a really important concept. I also made a video about that, so if you want to know more about shadow work and what I did in my story, then watch this video. So after I did shadow work for a while, that's when I, for the first time of my life, started feeling truly, truly good. And that's also when everything changed for me. That's when the click happened. Because instead of trying and forcing and, you know, thinking positive and all that stuff, things started happening naturally because I was just in a higher frequency through releasing the trauma, the pain, the negativity. And then I didn't need to try much anymore. I was feeling just so good. And then of course, when you feel that good, when you're in a high vibration, then you attract more positive thoughts. And that's what I did. And that's when that's when all these techniques that I was doing started working. I put a summary of all the steps that we covered here in this video down below in the description. Check it out, make notes, and start applying these things. If you don't know how, join my school community. We can chat there personally and I can help you manifest anything that you want. So I hope this video was helpful. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if these concepts are new for you, if something was eye-opening. Whatever it is, please write a comment because, you know, your guys' comments make me keep going with this journey, with my YouTube journey. So thanks so much for watching. I hope this was a breakthrough for you, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.